All right, hey guys, welcome back to another Wayfarers of the South Tigris playthrough. We are going to be doing our first playthrough with the Tide of Trade expansion for Wayfarers, and this adds some things to the game that I'll go over really quickly. I'll talk about how it changes to solo mode, and then we'll just hop into the playthrough because this isn't going to be how to play. We've done a playthrough of it on the channel, so go check that out. And I also have mixed in the Moon Saga promo tiles, so some of those things are mixed in as well. But really, this adds mainly this red, is it minaret? So this red track here, or this red influence area here. And it adds this in, and it adds in these special, what are they called? The special worker upgrade tiles. And the worker upgrade tiles will allow us, on our new special board here, allow us to upgrade our workers much like we do our dice abilities. So these are paired up. They're halved. The top parts, the B are the bottom parts. I think there's 16 total available in a two-player solo game or a two-player game. You only use 8 of each, and so you make 2 sets of these tiles. And when you draft these tiles, you take the pair together and you place them on your little sideboard here, and that lets us get that ability. Our worker will have that ability when we use that color. So, for example, if I were to get these two and place it with my blue worker, I'll cover up and get red influence, which we'll talk about in a bit. And then every time I place my blue workers, I will get a blue influence and a black influence. So that's basically how that works. Some of them have tags for endgame stuff and like victory points. Some of them will let you take additional actions, things like that. So that's really what it does. It basically increases the customization of our caravan because now we're able to make our workers do extra special things. So along with that, we also have our these traders here, and what they do is we can spend red influence to acquire one of those traders. They'll go on this spot in our board, and they'll give us a special thing. These two pieces of the board, those elements of the board, are double-sided, so they give some special effects. But in this game, this trader is going to let us take take one of these for a 3 discount, or get one of these. This lets us take one of the yellow cards. This lets us get 2 money and get a townsfolk for 1, and then this actually gains us a red influence and lets us move an influence. Now, the main new thing here is the red influence. The red influence will let us get the trader, or we can get one of these tiles whenever this symbol comes up. The way to get red influence, there's 2 ways to get red influence. Well, 3 ways technically. Some card effects, like this, will let us get red influence. But really, like the main kind of consistent way to do it is we're going to have to move influence from one of these ones over to this. There's nothing that lets us directly place it there aside from certain card effects. But like really, it's going to be taking stuff from here and moving it there. The other way we can do it, and this is a new thing added, is how we use our influence when we place on cards. So instead of placing influence on cards, we can place them in the inkwell, and then for however much influence in the inkwell, we can spend that to do that. So if we have one, we can spend 1 influence in the inkwell to change in a coin to take a provision discount, or vice versa. We can spend 2 to get all of these symbols, and we can spend 3 to either take a worker from anywhere on the board, not here, but like we can take a worker from a card or from our opponent, or we can get 1 in red influence. Red influence also can be used for substitution of another influence. So if we have red influence here, and we want to take a boat action, but we don't have any boat symbols and we have no blue influence, we can spend that as a red influence as a blue influence. What else? Oh, we have Overseer cards, which are in the deck. The Overseer cards are very powerful townsfolk. They can be acquired like any other townsfolk, but they can be tucked under here, and they'll give us a bonus when we rest if we have a trader in that spot. Otherwise, we can dismiss them. Instead of acquiring them, we dismiss them, and there's a very powerful effect. We just discard them after that. So I want to say that's kind of it. There's some other cards mixed in that give some effects. And there's some new tags. You can see here, there's a couple new tags here, and there's a couple new scoring metrics. One is having this red tower tag. What is it called? I don't have all the names of the tags. We have trading posts and market icons. So a trading post, an observatory, and a library, I think that's what those are, will score us 3 points for having a set of those. And then we get 1 point for every square we make up in our caravan. So we can get a maximum of 10 points. Kind of get into that towards the end. The AI basically is unchanged. So the AI, first off, does not observe the inkwell influence. They're always going to place influence on cards like they normally would. I've got red for them because they're the red player, but I also have purple for their influence on the cards because I do run around out of the influence tokens. They will also take, when they do take, they have an extra card in their deck, and here it is. So they have an extra card here. This gets played in addition to a second card on their turn. So when this comes up, they'll do this, and then they'll play another card. So it doesn't change how many actions they take or how many turns they take before resting. It's going to be 3 to 5. And they'll either spend 2 influence for a one of the scoring cards here. I can't remember what they're called now. Or they'll take one of these tiles and get 3 influence in the red guild. When they take a tile, they use it off of the green track, so they'll count their total and then they'll use it based on the green part of their board. And then I'm trying to think of anything else that changes. I don't think that really changes. The other kind of thing is that during the game, we can take a trader. If we wanted to get a second trader, we'd have to remove the trader we have, put it back, and then get a new one. In a solo game, because they don't interact with a trader, we just set it aside, and if we were to get a third trader in that round, we would refresh all of them. Because the trader will go back when we rest. So we don't keep the trader for the whole game. And I think that's really it. And this gets 5 points for the most there. So that's really it. So yeah, and there's a way for them to get this. If they're going to loop around, they'll take this before taking these when they're at the bottom. So there's a couple things, but largely they're unchanged, which is really nice. So, and I didn't talk about this, the hourglass. So when we go to journal, and if we choose not to advance or we can't advance, we flip this hourglass over. And when we flip this hourglass over, we can later on spend it when we journal to remove 1 from the requirement of journaling. So for example, I have this flipped over and I'm here. I can either move here without having a planet, or I can move here without having 2 yellow tiles. If I choose not to use this, I get 2 points at the end of the game. So there's that. So let's just hop into it here. We're just going to get into it. And we're going against the AI that focuses on their caravan. So we're rolling our dice. There's our dice. We have our 3 coins and our 2 provisions. I've got this. The board is now much larger because of this stuff. So we're going to hopefully keep everything on camera to the best of my ability. Okay. So I think what I want to do probably first, so let's think about our path down. We have a couple ways that would be kind of nice. And what are some scoring? These scoring ones want water, so maybe we just focus on a lot of water stuff. This wants water cards too, so maybe we want to get a bunch of stuff over here. This lets us move some influence, could be good. That's also just a free, that's just like a nice, if I get an eagle, that's just a nice journaling ability. Okay. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this 1. No, I'm going to keep the 1. We're going to take the 3. And we're going to spend our blue influence to get a boat. And our 2 provisions. And we're going to take this card. And then it lines up. So we get ourselves a yellow influence. And we get ourselves a coin. That's our go. Okay, we'll do the AI. They're going to spend 2. Oh, they're going to move once. They're going to spend 2 blue influence, but they don't have 2 blue influence. Oh, let's refresh. Sorry. They don't have 2 blue influence, so they're going to place a blue influence out and get a tile, and they're going to get a black tile. They're going to choose the first black tile starting from here. No, starting from here. They're going to get a black card. And they're going to get this card. And we'll refresh. All right. So I'd like to get one of those up there if I can, and I want to get it before the AI does. Let's see. How do we want to process this here? I need a boat symbol, which we're going to probably want to get one of these to do that. I could spend, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to spend my 3 money. And I'm going to take, this is an eagle, which is good. We're going to place this, I think we're going to place this here. So my 4s will be boats, and my 5s will be eagles. It'll get me a provision, and I can re-roll this die. And it's a 5. Okay. Okay, they're going to move once. They're going to they don't have 2 red influence. They're going to gain 3 red influence and gain, they're going to gain one of these things here. Oh, wrong. That's for the cards. And then they're going to gain number 2, so they're going to gain these ones. And they're going to get themselves a blue card. And it's going to be this card here. Okay. So I've got this eagle here. We could move, which could get us another one of those, which could be good because then I can take another boat action. And then... Ooh. Yes, we're going to do this with our 5 because we have an eagle or a pigeon. And we're gonna journal, and we're gonna journal up here. It's gonna let me take one of these, and I'm gonna take. I think I'm gonna take this one. Do I want to do this to let my 1 be that too, so I can use this again, or do I want to do that? I guess maybe I didn't think that through too well. But I'm gonna do this, and then I get this green worker. Okay. Oh, I forgot. They should have taken another turn. Sorry. Let me go back. Mulligan. They're gonna move 2. They don't have this, so they'll take their thing. They're gonna take a blue, and the 3rd blue one, which would be this one, and that gets them this card, which is the card that I wanted. Okay. That was their turn. I did my turn. Their turn again. Okay. They're going to move 2. They get yellow influence. I'm going to kind of like squash these down just a tad bit just so they can stay on screen. They're going to spend 2 black influence. They can't, so they're going to put 1, and then they're going to take this card. Okay. Our go now, so we can basically place this out here. And I have this 1 I can use somewhere. I need more provisions. Maybe we go here. You get 2 money. Place out another yellow. They're going to move none. They're going to place out a yellow worker. That yellow worker is going to go on this spot, but they can't. So then they move over to this spot, getting them a yellow tile. They take the second yellow tile, which will be this one. That gets them a bump on this, and they get a yellow card. The yellow card that takes the second yellow card, which is this one, so they get the yellow worker back. Not the yellow worker they placed, but they do get a yellow worker back. Okay. Okay. I need like a general like strat here. I've got 3 money. I could do this to take this with 3 money because it's a 3 discount, so we'll take that. So I'll score 1 point for each of my harbors at the end of the game. Okay, they're going to likely rest this after this turn, so they're going to spend 2 yellow influence to get a yellow card. They're going to take this one because it sums to 1, and then they're going to rest next turn. We've got 2 dice left still to use, so I want to wait to do that. We're going to use our 1 here to get 2 provisions. They're going to rest, so they're going to move up on this track. Then they're going to take a tile. They're going to take a green tile. The green tile is going to be the first green tile, which will be this one, which gets them a blue card, which will be this blue card. And then we shuffle up. Oh, they're going to advance on here, and they're behind me. So because they're behind me, they're going to spend this, and they're going to move this down 1 here. Gets them 2 blue, 2 here, and they're going to go down again, which gets them one of these cards, which will be this one because of where they're lined up. And they'll get another tile because they don't take that. They don't take a dice, so they get another tile. The tile is going to be another green tile. It's going to be this one. Okay. And then we'll shuffle up and refresh everything. Okay. So that refreshes. That refreshes. Okay, Okay, we've got our 5 left, and I think I'm going to use this 5 to go here, spend 2 of my provisions to take a card. No, I want to take this to journal. Can I journal with this one? I won't be able to, which just kind of puts me in a bad spot. I went to the wrong area because I can't journal with this one. So if I take this one, yeah, I won't be able to. I won't be able to advance when I journal, unfortunately. But that's okay. No, I really want to be able to. If I take this, that gets me another one of those, which is fine. If I take this, I can get a worker. I can move to influence. What would would the move and influence do something for me? I need a yellow card. I kind of goofed that up. Do I want to like back up and take a yellow card? Well, can I even take a yellow card? Because I don't have a camel. Okay, hold on. If I took a yellow... I can't take a yellow card because I need this. I need more provisions. I need a blue worker for more provisions. Because I could go here or go here. No, I don't have the worker for that. Kind of put myself in a box. If I do... Okay, what I can do is this. I can take this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this. It's going to let me put out this here, and then I'm going to journal. I can't move past where I am, so I'm going to flip this over, so then when I do rest my next one, I can flip it to move past it. Okay, that works. All right. They're going to move 1. They're going to spend 2 influence here to take a blue card. They take this blue card. That's their go. We're going to rest. So when we rest, we're going to get a money. We're going to journal. I can lower my requirement and go up here or up here. I'm going to go here. That's going to get me another die, and going to get me a scoring card. We're going to take this one. So if I get 8 blue cards, I can double that, and we're going to stick that. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, because this one's for... That one actually might be more viable at the moment. So we'll grab this one instead, because I only need 1 more to get that one. So we're going to do that. Roll that. Oops. I think that was a... Is that a 2? I'll re-roll that one because I don't know what it was. Okay. That slides down. That slides down. Okay, that's our go. They're going to move 2. They're going to place out a green worker. They can't, so they're going to get one of their tiles. They're going to get a black tile, and it's going to be this one. Gives them black influence. Well, I suppose I could have... No, I got that. Yeah, I could have spent mine to move up a space. Maybe I should have. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Hold on, I'm going to small mulligan. I'm going to spend it to go here because I do have this. That lets me take this and take this. Okay. And then I need 2 books, and I've got 1 book. So we've got to figure out that. Okay, so I did a small mulligan. I'm doing reverse. I spent 1 to go up another spot on the track. Okay. I'm getting green workers. Maybe I want to upgrade my green workers. And if I want to upgrade them, I need some influence over there. So I'll need to move some stuff over. But in the meantime, I've got a 3, I've got a 1, I've got a 2, and I've got a 4. My 4 can either give me a boat, or I can move it to make it a pigeon. And then my 1's a camel. So I can use it to get one of these cards. But I need another book symbol. Ooh, but I can get this here. So I go, oh, I need more provisions. I was going to say, because if I go here, I could take this, and then I could place another camel there for getting that. Or this would be nice to get provisions from getting tiles, because I'm getting tiles. I feel like I have a lot of options here. I need money. So we do need provisions. Let's take our 2, and we'll get 2 provisions with it. That's going to be our go. They're going to move 1 on here. They're going to spend 2 here to take one of these cards. They're going to take this one. And then we're going to flip another card over. They're going to place out a yellow worker on this spot, which is going to get them 2 coins and a yellow influence, and then another yellow influence because they crossed that threshold there. Okay. We are going to need another book, or I need a green tile. Which getting a green tile wouldn't be bad, especially if I take this card. So we're going to use our 1, spend 2 provisions. That's what we're going to do. Although I don't really like this effect, but it would, because this effect is when anytime we get a card with a comet, we get to move influence and get a provision. I would rather take this for the effect, but I like that's that. And I'd also like this one over that too. So maybe we'll just take this. But I can't advance yet. Well, I couldn't advance anyway, so we'll take this one. I'll get this yellow worker, and then we'll reset down. Okay. They're going to move a space. They're going to spend 2 yellow influence for a yellow card. They're going to take the first yellow card because their stuff nets to 1. Slide down. We have green workers here. I can do this and get a green tile for free. So we take a green tile. Oh, I can set this. I can set this to be this camel to a 3 or 4. Set it to a 3, and then I'll get myself a provision. And I can use that here to get 2 red influence. Nice. Okay, that's what we're going to do there. They're going to move 2. They're going to spend 2 black influence. They can't, so they gain a black influence and gain a townsfolk card. They're going to get this one because of course they are. And that means they're going to rest next turn, and they're going to go down here, and then they're going to go down again because they're going to move twice. Which is pretty unfortunate. I was hoping for the blue one, but they're not going to get the blue one. Okay. Okay. If we go here, that gets us 2 influence up here. Because 3 is a camel. Nice. They're going to rest, so they don't have a comet. They're going to take a tile. They're going to take a black tile and the 3rd black tile. So they're going to take this one, which is going to give them a comet and a yellow card. The yellow card is the 3rd yellow card. Then they're going to journal. They're going to go down here. They take a purple card, a purple tile. They'll take this purple tile here. Gets them a blue card. And then they're going to spend a black influence because they're behind us to journal again. They're going to go here. They get this. They get a townsfolk. They get the 3rd townsfolk card. And then we'll shuffle their deck up. And we'll refresh. They're like way ahead of us now. So I need black influence, and then I'd like to go, I can go here, and I can spend another black influence to go here. So I guess that's the path I'm going to take. So I need 2 black influence somehow. 1 to spend for the 2nd action, and then another one to spend for crossing that threshold. Unless I get a 2nd book. But I don't have a 2nd book. I could take this eagle, retrieve a worker, and get an influence somewhere. But I wanted to use that for something else. This is what we're going to do actually. We're going to use this 4 to take one of these. Oh, but there's no workers out, so I'm not going to get that effect. Hold on, let me think about that for a second. Because he's got a bunch of workers. We're going to use this yellow. We're going to place it here. 2 money and a yellow influence. Okay. They're going to go. They're going to move 2. Spend 2 black influence. They can't. They get that and take this. Here's an overseer card, by the way. So this is what they look like. So here you can see they cost 3. You can tuck them like any other thing, and you'll get the effect when you rest. Only if you have a trader, and then And then if you can dismiss them instead of hiring them to do the effect up there, and they just get discarded. But they act like any other townsfolk card. Okay, so that's their turn. I don't have any people tucked. I need to start getting people tucked under here. So we're going to spend our die to go here, and we're going to spend 2 red influence to get... We're going to take this, and we're going to place this on our green worker. So our green worker, when we place a green worker, will give us influence in blue and black, and then we get the retrieval worker, and we're going to retrieve that one. Nice. Okay. They're going to move 1, spend 2 yellow. They can't, so they gain 2 yellow and put influence on a card. The card they choose is going to be a blue card. It's going to be that blue card. We are going to play this out and play this out. Where do we want to play this out at? I do want a green person, or I do want a person to tuck. But none of them give me resting abilities. We are going to... So when I push forward, I can go up here, but then I need a black influence to go there. So we're definitely going to play this out. If I play this here, I will get 2 influence here, 2 influence here, and 1 influence here, because it's going to be the 2 from my worker plus the 3 from that. So we're going to do that. Yeah, that works. And then that way I can go here, and I can spend an influence to go here, and then I'll get 2 influence back to there. Perfect. Okay. They're going to place out a green worker. Their green worker is going to go there. It's going to get them this card. Our go now. I've got 1 yellow worker left, and I'd like to... Is there a townsfolk card I'd like to get? I think I'm going to get this one. So I'm going to take this. We're going to spend our 2 to take this mercenary. So anytime we activate this mercenary, wherever it's tucked, we're going to get to take a worker from somewhere on the board, and we're going to get... or do an influence, and I'm going to take it so that I place it underneath this. So anytime we take that action, we're going to be able to do that. Okay, that's our go. They're going to move 2, get yellow influence, and then they're going to place out a green worker. They're going to, let's move this down. They would go here but cannot because it's occupied, so they go here. They get one of these tiles. It's going to be the second one. So I think they take this one, place that there for a black influence. Okay, we're going to rest, so we get a money, and then we're going to journal. We get the journal up here for having 1 green. That gets us one of these tiles. We're going to take this one. I'm going to place this one. I guess place it there. And then, is that what I want? Yeah, that's fine. And then we're going to spend an influence in black to journal again, and we have to spend a black influence to move to this spot. We're going to go here. That's going to let us place influence here and here. Now we match up to them, and I've got 3 to go here next, and then I need to tuck 4 to go here, or get 6 comments to go here, which I won't have. So I'll need and then I need 3 books, so I need to get some more books. So that's kind of our plan for the next couple rounds. So we'll roll, or the next round or so. Okay, so that's our go. They're going to play. They're going to move 1. They're going to spend 2 blue influence to take a blue card. They're going to take this blue card here. And then that's their go. Okay, so we have a 5. I'm going to spend my 2/5 to... We're going to take this worker back, and then we're going to spend the 2 provisions to take a card. And the card that I want to take, I think, is going to be... It's a lot of provisions if I can make it work. But we're going to take this one. That lines up and gets us a coin, and it lets us take a yellow tile for free. And we're going to take... I have a pigeon. I've got 2 camels. We just take this one for the coin discount, maybe? Or do we want the dice manipulation? because if I go here, 3 can become a 4. So we'll go there. I'll get a coin for that. And then I can make a 3 become a 4. I think we'll do that. Okay. Okay. They're going to rest. So they rest. They move up on this. They're going to get a tile. They're going to get a yellow tile, the 3rd yellow tile. So we'll get that, which gets them a yellow influence and a black card. And then we're in the same spot, so they're going to spend 2 to move 2 spaces. So they're going to go down. So here, they go down. They take this card and another tile. The tile they're going to take is going to be the yellow tile again, which gets them a blue influence, and it gets them another card here. I guess they would take this one. And then they're going to move again to take this here, which gets them a black card, which will be this black card. Okay, well that was kind of a lot of crap for us to have to deal with. Okay. Okay, well, that kind of sucked. I don't have anything going on up here. I need to get some more stuff tucked under here, and I have the money to do it, so I've got to get some stuff tucked under here. So we're going to place this out. I can do over here somewhere maybe. I need one of these blue tiles again too. Do we turn this 3 into a 4 and go here and get one of these blue tiles? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to turn my 3 into a 4 because I'm going to plus it into a 4. I'm going to go here. I'm going to spend 2 blue influence to take one of these tiles. I'm going to take this one. And I can subtract that down to a 4, which doesn't really matter. So maybe I can bump up my... So I think if I have a 2, I can bump it into a 3, and I can bump that 3 into a 4. And we'll get a provision for covering that up. And then if I take a camel, I can get -1 coin. So this becomes fulfilled for the objective at the end. Okay. They're going to place a green worker. They can't, so they're going to take their... oh, this moves twice. They're going to take one of these. They're going to take this one. Set this aside. That's their go. I need to get some more cards tucked underneath. So I think what we'll do is we'll use this worker here. We're going to get influence in blue and black. We're going to spend 2 money to take this card. I'm going to tuck this under here. So I'll get a coin every time I put 2 influence up there. And then I can pip a die up. Which I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm okay for now. Yeah, I think I'm okay. All right. They're going to move 1. They're going to spend 2 red. They can't spend 2 influence. They're going to do that. And then they're going to get themselves another black tile. And I guess they're going to take that one. Okay. Okay. We take this 1. We're going to go here. We'll get 2 influence in red. And then we're going to get a coin. They're going to place out a yellow worker. They have to place here, which gets them 2, and then an influence in yellow. There's a lot of influence going on up there. We're going to spend our last die, our 5, to go here. Sorry, to go here and spend... the 3 money on the overseer. And tuck it under here, and it's mostly to get the worker back. Okay. They'll move 2, which gets them our yellow influence. They spend 2 black, they can't, so they place 1 black and get this card. I'll tell you what, I'm definitely not winning this game. I'm getting cooked right now. Ooh, I want that card up there. Okay, I've got this yellow worker I can use for something, and I can rest. And if I rest, I can go here, and I can go here. Lets me move 2 influence somewhere. But maybe I want to take this. Oh, but I can't do this without a die. Can I refresh a die? I could go here to refresh one of my dice, and then I could take this action to get a person here, and then I could... Okay, maybe that's the play. Okay, we're going to go here. It's going to get me this and this. I'm going to refresh a die. I'm going to refresh this one. And then I'm going to get to pip it up twice. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to worry about pipping it because of that. But we're going to do that because we're going to go here, spend the 2 influence here to take one of these guys. And then I can either get a yellow card, I can get a green card, and 2 money, or I can get a black card or a blue, or one of these scoring cards. If I get a black card at a 3 discount, I can get myself this if this pushes down a little farther. We'll see. Okay. They're going to move 1. They're going to spend 2 yellow influence to take a yellow card. They take this yellow card, and they're going to rest next turn. They're so far ahead of me, and they don't have enough that they're going to only go 1 spot. So I'm going to let them rest before we rest. So we're going to take this to go here. We're going to spend our 2 influence here to take one of these trader tiles. Now the question is, which one do I want? If I take this one, I can get both these workers, extend myself a little bit longer. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. I need a book symbol, which I don't have. I only have 1 book symbol, and I don't have enough of those. So that kind of puts me in a weird spot. If I go here, here, that's 2 of my movement. I have to make sure I have 3 book symbols before I go farther. So maybe I don't care about that so much. But this will give me some workers. So I think maybe we do take this. We take the 2, we spend the 2 influence to take this tile. We're going to get to take one of these. We'll take this. We'll get a coin, and then every time we get a tile, we'll get a provision. But we do get those 2. And then maybe I can use this to get some of the book symbols. Okay. They're going to rest. This has a comet. Then they're going to take a tile. They're going to take the yellow tile. This is the only yellow tile they can take. And then they move down here. Now, I don't think they take a worker. A capture worker paying... Okay. Your opponent will never capture your workers. So it's going to take a worker from here, and it'll take it. I think it prioritizes this one, because it's a green card. So they're going to take that worker. You can either capture a worker paying an opponent 1 to take it from them, but they're never going to take from us. Okay. So when they rest again, they're going to trigger the end of the game. So we've got to get moving. I'll be able to rest and move 2 spaces, which we're going to probably do right now. So I'm going to rest. So I immediately get to take a worker from somebody, or I can take one of these. I can't take one of these, so I can take a worker off of here. I'm going to take this worker. This gets put back. I get a coin. And then I'll get to move on here. I'll move here because I've got 3 of this symbol. And I'm going to spend another one to move again. So here, I'll get one of these scoring cards. I'll get... Oh, that kind of stinks. I guess I'll take this one. In hopes of... I won't be able to complete this one either. I'll take that one, and then I'll take my die. And then I'll go here, because I've got 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take this worker, and then I'll get to move 2 influence, and I'll move these 2 over to here. And I'll roll my dice. Okay. Okay, they'll take their turn. So they'll move. They'll spend. They'll get 3 red influence up there. And they'll take these. And then they'll take another turn here. Place out a green worker. Place it there to take this card. I don't have a lot of scoring cards at all, so I probably need to get another space card, but I'm not in a really good spot for any of that stuff, honestly. Oh, I'm not good at this game at all. Okay, I want to place this out so that I could journal. I need more book symbols, and there's no book symbols here. I could try to get this for a book symbol, which could work. So maybe we take our 2, we'll go here, and we'll spend 2 influence to take these. Place it on our yellow worker, so now we have another book symbol, and when I place my yellow worker, I get a coin. So that works. So that's a second book symbol, so I've got 2 book symbols of my 3. I could force this to flip this and then reduce that cost to 1. And then I've got 7 tiles because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got the 7 tiles to go there, which will let me take another one of those and I can fulfill that objective. Okay, so I think we're in a good spot, sort of, to power through. Uh-oh. They're going to take a tile. They're going to take a green tile, costing, starting from here. They get another thing, they're going to rest, and it's going to trigger the end of the game. So we've got to kind of get going here. Okay, let's see. We can go here, get a provision, flip this. I'll get myself influence here and here. Okay. They'll move 1. They'll spend 2 blue to take a blue influence, or blue card. They'll take this blue card. We are going to spend... I need some more money. If we spend... I have a 1. Oh, that's a camel. I need to decrease my 6 somehow. So we're going to take this and go here. That's going to get me influence here and here. I'm going to spend 2 influence. Take this. Place that there. That gets me a coin. It makes my 5 camels. But I can decrease my 6 to a 5 and then place that as a bird here. Okay, they move 1. Uh-oh, they're taking 1 more turn. So they're going to take these 2, take this card. Oh, I gotta rest. I gotta rest, but I'm not going to be able to do that quite yet. So I'm going to pip this down to a bird, to a 5, to place it here. And I'm going to journal. So I'm going to flip this to go because I have 2 book symbols, 1 book symbol here, 1 book symbol here. I get to go there. I get a token here. I'm going to take, I have 1 mountain, got 1, 1. Oh, but I'm not going to have the crap for up there. So hold on, do I want to take it? Let me take it back. Or I wait till I can do it again, and then I go 2 spaces. Maybe that's what I do. I spend a turn getting another influence up there. Okay, that's fine. We'll figure it out. So I'm going to, hold on. So I'm going to, I moved up. I need to take one of these. So the one that I'm going to take is going to be, I've got 1, 2, 1. I need I'll take the observatory. But I need more, yeah, that's fine. We're going to place this here. No, we're going to place this here instead. So I've done that, and then do I want to spend an influence to move again, is the question. If I spend the influence to move again, I would be able to take that action, but I don't have... Oh, I do have 3 money. Yes, we're going to take it. I'm going to do this and take the 3 money to get another one of these. And I'm going to take, I guess, these 2. Place that here. So when I place the blue worker out, I get yellow influence, and I get 2 comets, which is mostly for points. That gets me an influence there. Okay. Cool. So that's our go. They're going to take a turn. They're going to move 2. They're going to place out a green worker. They can't, so they're going to take a blue tile. They're going to take this blue tile. Okay, so they're going to rest next turn. We'll trigger the end of the game. We're going to... I need to be able to journal again to get to the end. And if I journal again, I can spend a black influence to go there. Or I have my stars. So I need maybe get something... I just don't have the resources for it. Okay. I don't really have the resources for it. So we have to figure out exactly how we want to do this. I'd like to get a person if I could, but I can't get a townsfolk because I have no money. Golly. And how many? I need 1, 2... I need star symbols. I need way more stars. So I'm not going to get to the end of that. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get to the end of that, I don't think. And I have 1, 2 of those, so it's not going to be enough for that one. I've only got 2 stars, so I don't have enough for that one. That's okay. I wasn't winning this game anyway. Okay, let's see. So, what do we want to get here? And I think at the end, do they take a scoring card? Do they take a... Wait, when they journal... Oh yeah, they'll take the special upgrade tile, not the inspiration card. Okay. I guess it's going to be, what do I want to try to get and score? Oh, there's another book, which could help with sets. So maybe we take this 6, we pip it to a 5. We go here. I'll spend these 2 to take this card. And then I can take, which I don't get anything for, but I can take a worker off the board, and I'll take this one. No, I'll take this one. Because then I can journal with it next turn. Okay. They're going to rest, so this doesn't have that. They take a tile. They're going to take a yellow tile. There is no yellow tile, so they'll take a green tile. They'll take, I guess, this one. It doesn't even really matter at this point. And then they're going to journal. They journal to go down here. They get 2 blue influence, and then they take, they're going to take this. And then they've triggered the end of the game, so we each take 1 more turn, and then the game is over. Again, we're not winning this game, but that's okay. Okay, so we have a couple options we can do. We're already winning this guild, and we're already winning this guild. We're not going to win that guild. I could journal to go here, spending a black to put 2 out. I don't know if that point swing is worth it. I could flip this to get the 2. I could try to get 2 influence up there in order to tie that out, and nobody scores those points. So I guess I got a couple options, but that's really what I'm left with. Basically, if I take another harbor card, that's 2 extra points. If I can tuck a townsfolk person, that's going to be 2 extra points. If I can get a tile here, that's going to be 2 extra points. Let's look at our sets here. So we have 1 mountain for this thing here. We have 2 of the cities. We've got 2. So if I get another mountain card, that could that'll score us 1, and then another 6 points. Basically, that'll score us 6 points, which might be a better thing to do. And if I'm not going to win that one anyway, they're going to get those points. But I could maybe like, no, that's not going to work. How do I get a yellow card without having to spend provisions? I don't think I can. Did I not? I don't know if I got my provisions for that. I'm going to give myself a provision. Not that it matters. Can't get a space card. Oh, man. Pretty resource poor, this game. Because if I get if I can get one of these mountain cards, that would just give me like a decent amount of points for having another set. Unless there's another like... Oh, but the mountain card is... The mountain symbol's gone off of there. Yeah, the AI took that one. I can't get a townsfolk card, a townsfolk person for free. I could go here and take the last blue tile, spend 2 of my stuff, move an influence, but they're going to still win that one. So it'd be a matter of just denial more than anything. Wait, let me just check my symbols again. So these are my 3 options. I've got 2 stars, not enough. I need 5. I've got the black influence to move here to get 2 influence somewhere. And then I've got 1, 2 of the cities, so it's not enough. Gosh darn it. I think maybe I just take the blue tile. That'll score me 1, 2 extra points. I'm still winning that guild, and then I can move influence from a guild to another guild. Man, this is tough. I need provisions. I don't know. I don't want to sit in this reality where I'm getting defeated. Maybe we just go here, put the 2 influence there and stop them from getting those points. Because if we're tied, nobody gets those points. Because if I do anything else, they get 5 points. So I think that is more important than anything. And then we'll get ourselves a coin. I guess just call it there. Because there's not really... I'm already winning these 2. They'll win that one. But there's no way for me to really beat them there unless I move stuff. So I think we're just going to call it there. They'll take their final turn. They'll place out one of their workers. They can't, so they'll take a tile. They can't take one of these tiles, so they'll take that one. And that's going to be the end of the game. A lot of deliberation there for me to ultimately do a whole lot of nothing. All right, so we're going to count up victory points here. And let's take a look and see what we have. So our city tags, we have 1, 2 city tags. That's 2 points. Vista tags, we have 1 Vista tag, unfortunately, so it's only that's 0 points. Oops, not 90. Harbor tags, we've got 1, 2, 3 harbors, 4 harbors, which is going to be 5 points. We have, for our open water tags, we have 1, 2, which is 2 points. For our unique tags, we have 1 set because we have one of these. So that's 5. For a second set of unique tags, so we have 1, 2, 3 of the books. We have 1, 2 observatories. We've got 1, 2, 3 of those. So we get 6 points because we have 2 observatories. So that's our lowest one. So we get 6 points for that. 2 by 2 squares. So we score, here's 1 square for 1 point, 1 square for 2 points, 1 square for 3, 1 square for 4, 1 square for 5, 1 square for 6, 1 square for 7. We have 7 points total. This would have been 8, this would have been 9, this would have been 10. 10 is the maximum. So I got 7. Hourglass isn't full. Space and inspiration cards. So here we get 4 points times 2, 8, because I have all this full. And then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2, which is 8. So that's 16 points for the space and inspiration cards. Our caravans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. And then our guild majorities, nobody gets this one. I get 6. Leaving me 58 points. Holy crap. I'm about to get annihilated. Okay. All right, their caravan. They've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 23. Guild majorities, they get 3. Townsfolk cards, they're going to get 1 point for each townsfolk. So 1, 2, 3, 4 points for townsfolk. Water cards and land cards, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. I think they've already won. Space cards, 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 15, 18, 21. And then inspiration cards, 16. They got 91, we got 58. So we got completely destroyed. Ugh! I'm so bad at this game. I'm like so bad at this game. And then even last night I played, and I got 96 points. It was my best game ever. They got 116. Like, we went forever, and I got so much stuff, and I got completely destroyed. So I will say, okay, so here's the stuff about the expansion. First off, I feel like I didn't do a lot with this pre-expansion, but maybe I don't remember that well. But I feel like I'm doing way more with this now. I think you can even ignore this entirely and still do fine. Like, I think you can ignore this stuff and still probably do well. Like, it doesn't really change a whole lot from... Like, it just gives you something else. Like, it reminds me a little bit of the Paladins expansion where, like, okay, like, here's another element, but because it's very, like, a sandbox, you can kind of ignore that and focus on something else. My problem is I don't know where to focus, and I think that's probably ultimately my issue with this game in terms of, like, my performance. I love this game, and every time I play it, I love it even more. But I can tell you right now, I failed in not getting enough of these. I think I failed in, like, not having enough rest abilities, because resting would have given me more stuff to do. But I did get to show the new elements of the game, which I'm pretty okay with. But ultimately, yeah, like, I just didn't have rest abilities. If I had gone here, I could have only gotten a few more points. It really wouldn't have mattered because I couldn't have scored any of that stuff. So I think that was my biggest problem, is I just didn't build this out here enough. And I don't know if it's better to, like... I think the other problem, too, is like, I either want to get... I really want to get, like, a bunch of one tag, but also try to diversify, and I don't think you can really do that. I think you have to either get, like, a couple sets of the different tags to score that, and then get low points on this, or go all in on one of those. Because if we were to get two sets of the 4, like, basic tags here, that's 18 points for tags, right? Or if I just went hard in on, like, you know, I got 6 of this one and maybe one set, that's like 17 points. So they probably work out evenly, depending on how it works. So I think I just got to, like, pick something and go with it and not, like, try to... I think I try to do too many things at once. So anyway, that should give a good idea of how the expansion works. Very, very minimal effort from the AI in terms of incorporating it. It's more so just more stuff you get to do, which is a lot of fun. And this AI is so easy to manage for how kind of complex this game is. But that's going to be it for today. Let me know what you guys think if you've played this yet. We're going to be doing Inventors very soon. And then Scholars and then Inventors. And I think sometime later in September or into October, we'll do a Moon Saga playthrough, which will be 6 games. So we'll revisit this very soon. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.